there are reports that OnePlus might be leaving the Indian market in 2027. And it seems like they're already going to be leaving the US and the European market this year itself. And it's sad to think about because OnePlus as a brand, everyone loved that brand. It was the original flagship killer. The flagship killer name came because of OnePlus. They offered the flagship level specs, almost pretty much 90% of the specs at a much lower price compared to the competition. And people loved it. It felt like good value for money phone. And that's something we all care about in India. But the brand, it seems like it will be exiting the Indian market. And well, I guess it does kind of make sense because OnePlus, they while they were doing well in the beginning in India, at a certain point they decided to go from the flagship killer to an actual flagship and compete directly with the Samsung Ultra phones and the iPhones. But they never actually managed to compete with them. And it's because of just one main thing. Now, in terms of specs, they had the specs that the Samsung phones had, and the specs that they didn't have, well, at least the price was a little cheaper, so it was understandable. But they never managed to give us the main thing that we wanted from a flagship phone, what we expected from a flagship phone, and that's a really good camera system. Now, the OnePlus cameras, they were good, decent, but compared to the Samsung phones and the iPhones, they felt like they felt a level or two behind. And they need to fix that. And if they did do the camera as well as the Samsung Ultra phones and the iPhones at a lower price, I mean, everyone would be buying OnePlus phones. In terms of the pricing and all that, they were good value. But they didn't do that. And sure, there was the Hasselblad stuff for a while, but I don't feel like that actually amounted to anything big for the company apart from the branding. I didn't really see a difference in the software apart from a few filters and all that stuff. Nothing noticeable enough to compete with the competition. And because of that, OnePlus leaving the market, it does make sense. I mean, the prices are high, the camera it's not on par with the competition, and even if you throw as many specs in there as much as possible, there is the problem with the price you have to pay in India because depending on the model you have to pay a lot of money, and at that point you either need a very strong brand name or really good cameras. And OnePlus, while it had the branding before, they kind of went away after everything that happened, Oxygen OS, them replacing it. And Oxygen OS basically, I think it's what's the current software for the OnePlus phones? Is it called Oxygen OS still, or is it just called Color OS? I don't know. But yeah, a lot of things happened, and it is sad. Now, could OnePlus make a comeback at some point? Maybe. I mean, the brand exiting India, I don't think the brand itself would be in trouble because it's under a big umbrella. So they could just keep the brand and bring it back at some point when maybe they have some incredible new software to give it a big edge over Samsung and Apple. But yeah, for now, OnePlus as a brand, it seems like it's gonna be done in India. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't stick around. I'd be shocked if they actually did, because it doesn't really make sense. I don't really see new OnePlus phones these days either. I mean, everyone's going for some other brand. I mean, Vivo seems to be very popular now, but that's because of the camera. And I feel like the Vivo camera, that's what the OnePlus phone should have been. It should have offered the same kind of camera experience, but they didn't. So it's sad, but it is it. What is it? I guess. And yeah, what to say about it? And honestly, if you think about it, I feel like they might be in a position to catch up very quickly because the current Samsung and Apple phones, the camera experience, as far as people in India go, it's not as appealing as before. I mean, the camera is high quality and all that, but the processing they have changed it a lot, and I feel like it might be more realistic or something, but it's not appealing to the eye of the person taking the photo, and that is a big deal. I feel like that's been happening for a while with the both phones. I think for Samsung, it's been happening since what, the S22 or 21 maybe. And for the iPhones, I feel like there was a change from the iPhone 14 series. Up until 13, the camera felt incredible, but since then, it feels like the direction they went in isn't all that great. So OnePlus could have brought in incredible camera software and just stolen the competition. I mean, that's the reason why Vivo is doing so well right now. People look at the Vivo phone, the photos, and they see it as a better, more appealing than the iPhone and the Samsung. And paying that much money for a Vivo phone, that wasn't something anyone would do a few years ago. But that's the state we're in terms of the camera, photography, and all that. So OnePlus, they did miss an opportunity, but who knows? Maybe they can come back later. But yeah, I guess that's it for OnePlus.